Hello everyone and welcome back to Shelly's Millions. In today's video, I want to talk about what might be the most important topic that I've ever covered since starting my channel, and that is when is Congress going to vote on giving us additional stimulus money, and when are they going to vote on extending the extra $600 a week in unemployment benefits? So if that topic's of interest to you, please make sure to watch this video to the end. Make sure to give it a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share it with people that you think might need this information. It helps let YouTube know that more people need this information, and it helps the algorithm push it out to more people. As a growing channel, I really appreciate that. So stick around for my thoughts on when Congress is actually going to vote on extending unemployment and the stimulus package. So if you've been watching some of my other videos, there was even one where I said that they were going to be voting on extending the $600 in unemployment on June 30th. That turned out to be incorrect, and in my follow-up videos and in the comments, I've made sure to try and tell people, no, that was incorrect. Now they're not planning on voting on it until after the July 4th holiday. They are still planning on voting on it after the July 4th holiday. It's just their recess for the July 4th holiday goes all the way through July 17th. Now, when Alvina pointed that out to me, I was hoping that she was wrong, but a quick Google search came up with Congress's recess schedule, and I will of course post a little infographic up here. Her information is correct. They're on recess through July 17th. So the soonest we're going to be finding out if they're going to be providing us with additional stimulus or extending the extra $600 of unemployment benefits each week will be July 18th. So that would be the soonest that we're going to get that information. And it's really hard to plan our finances and how to proceed and what to do when Congress is dragging their feet on this vote. So it's just really frustrating to me. And since I was like, oh yeah, they're going to vote on it after the July 4th holiday, I know that there's a lot of people that they're thinking, oh yeah, so like July 7th, July 8th at the latest. That I'm sure that I thought that was the time frame that probably a lot of other people did too. So I really wanted to make this video to clear that up. Now, politics are not quite my thing. I'm good with money, but I called somebody, and again, we're not professionals. We're just two people talking on the phone. But I called my boss. My boss loves politics. Like if I was on that show, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and a politics question came up, he would be my phone a friend for the politics question. So he's somebody that I trust, even though he is in no way a professional. And I was like, hey, when Congress says that they're not coming back from their recess until July 17th, does that mean that they're going to vote on it like July 18th? And he said, no. He said, as a matter of fact, they're probably going to drag their feet on it till the last minute and then make a decision. And I was kind of like, oh, that sounds bad. I was like, what makes you think that? And he was like, well, that's how they've handled important issues in the past. And I was like, well, can you give me an example of that? Because I wanted to give you guys an example of that. And he said, sure. He said, every time that they think about increasing the debt ceiling. And again, I'm not a politics expert, so I can't explain the debt ceiling very well. Loosely, it's when we need to raise the amount of debt that the United States is allowed to have in order to make payments on the debt that we have. So, and I do remember, even though I don't understand the debt ceiling very well, I do remember hearing that Congress was taking their time and that they're on the Congress floor, like waiting till the last minute to make that decision. And I guess if they don't agree to raise the debt ceiling, it could potentially mean that we default on our loans. So they've dragged their feet on that. So it's possible that they're going to drag their feet on this too. Now, just because they've dragged their feet in the past doesn't necessarily mean that they will do it this time. And I guess they also always say that they're working during their holiday recess, but I'm thinking it's just going to be really unlikely that they would come to a decision before that recess is over. However, with the number of cases of the virus on the rise and knowing that people need to know what's going to happen with unemployment, there is a lot of pressure on them to make a decision a little bit faster. So even though I guess potentially they could wait all the way up until July 31st at 11:59 p.m. to vote on whether any of this passes and what elements of it pass and don't pass, they hopefully won't wait that long because there is a lot of pressure on them to make a decision so that we can make plans based on those decisions. Everything that I'm hearing does still say that they're not going to extend the extra $600 in unemployment benefits, and what they're going to be offering us in terms of stimulus has been all over the place. I don't know who's getting it. I don't know how much. I don't know how often. No one does. It's been really tempting because the stimulus videos have done really well on YouTube, and I'm trying to grow my YouTube career. So of course I've considered should I make stimulus videos just to kind of like boost my YouTube presence? But to me, it's kind of a waste of time. It's nice to speculate what we might get, but to me it's pointless because we won't actually know until they vote. So there's a lot of different amounts and time frequencies and things that could potentially come out of that stimulus package. The president, I think, has said it's going to be a great stimulus package or something along those lines. So we know that there is going to be more stimulus, but we don't know the amounts. We don't know when they're going to give it to us. We don't know any of that. And it's the same with the $600 in extended unemployment benefits. We just don't know. They are saying that $600 is unlikely. So what they're kind of talking about now, again, the amounts are all over the place. I've heard all the way from $250 up to about $400. That's about the range that I've been hearing is more likely to get approved. So it could be anywhere in there. Of course, the $600 is still on the table. They could approve that. Everyone's just saying it's unlikely. They're also saying there's a possibility that they won't approve any additional unemployment funds in our benefit checks, but instead what they might do is offer a return to work credit. And I've heard that that'll be like $450 for the first couple of weeks we go back to work. Or it could be a combination of both. They could give us extra money in our unemployment benefits, and there could be a return to work bonus so that whichever situation applies to you, hopefully we don't feel like we're returning to work to get less. So they want to give people that return to work bonus to incentivize people to go to work. So it's likely that there might be some kind of bonus to go back to work, but it's also likely that they will continue to give us something additional on our unemployment checks. We just don't know how much it is, and we won't know until they vote. And I just wanted to make this video to let you guys know that my time frame, or at least my understanding of what after the July 4th recess was off. It was too short, and they're probably not going to make a decision on that. So I hope that you guys found this video helpful. And yeah. Another element of this that people have found confusing is because I'm hearing, oh, well, it passed. They approved it. Oh, well, I heard it got approved. I heard it passed. So there's two parts of Congress, and it passed the first part, but it still needs to be approved by the second part of Congress before anything would come down to us in terms of a decision. So it did pass one part. It's the second part of Congress that it's waiting to get approved by. And there's a couple things that are possible with that. They could take the current bill as it is, and they could just make some adjustments to it, or they could come back with an entirely different proposal, and they could go back and forth on that. I used my phone a friend, and I phoned my boss, and I said, so wait, they have until 11:59 on July 31st to vote on this. Is it possible that they would vote no on it and come back with something completely different and then go back and forth on that for a while? And he said, well, anything's possible, but that's actually unlikely because there is so much pressure to get the information out to the people, to let us know what's going on, let us know what the stimulus is going to be, let us know what the situation with getting unemployment benefits, an additional amount will be. So I don't think they're going to wait till July 31st, say no, and then spend more time going back and forth on it. However, I do think there's a possibility that they will wait till July 31st and then make some adjustments on it. And since unemployment ends in most states on July 25th, even though technically it doesn't expire until July 31st, unemployment offices count your work week starting Sunday and going through Saturday. So July 25th is the last full week where it will be available. So after that, I guess they're not able to like do a partial calculation and pay us for a partial week, which kind of sucks because it's like it's on the 7th day, it's on Saturday, that would be August 1st. So it's only Saturday that isn't part of that week that I feel like should be included in us getting our payment. And there's no talk of a partial payment of that $600. And that's in all states, I think, but one, where it's actually going to expire on July 25th. So that means even if they approve something, it's probably not going to be until after the date where we stop getting the additional $600 a week, which, based on my experience with the EDD, they're probably not going to be able to implement whatever that decision is right away. Maybe they will. Maybe they'll have it together. This is just my opinion based on my experience with the EDD. There could be delays in getting any additional weekly benefit amount. It could stay on pending. I don't know if there will be back pay. But my feeling is it's not going to go smooth and that there might be weeks. I don't think there will be gaps in our weekly benefit base amount, the amount without any additional money. But I do think it's possible to have delays and or have some weeks where there's not an extra additional amount in what we're receiving in our weekly checks. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that they vote on it when they come back from the recess closer to the 18th versus dragging their feet and voting on it at the last minute on the 31st. But again, we just don't know. So I want you guys to come up with a plan for if there are gaps in receiving an additional amount in your unemployment checks. I want us to have a plan in place in case they don't extend any additional amount, because we just don't know what they're going to do. To those of you who are new to the channel, I don't normally kind of like rant on like this. I try and give you guys the points and the facts, but I'm pretty fired up about this. I'm frustrated that I misunderstood the timeline. I'm frustrated because I think a lot of people don't understand the timeline on when they're going to vote on this. There is one more thing that people seem to be confused about, and that is the PUA and the PEUC extensions. A lot of people seem to think that because those go until December of 2020, December of this year, that includes the extra $600. It does not. The extra $600 ends for everyone, regardless of what program you are on. Technically July 31st, but in most states, July 25th. That's going to be when that extra money ends, and we don't know how much, if anything, we will be getting until they vote on it. I will be leaving my Webull and my Robinhood links in the description down below. If you use my links, you get bonus stocks depending on which one of those links you use and what steps you complete. With Webull, it requires an initial deposit of $100, and then you get 2 free bonus stocks, one of which could be valued up to $1,400. With Robinhood, all you have to do is link your bank account and you get 1 free stock valued up to $500. I do get bonus stocks if you use my link. I want to be clear about that. If you use my link, make sure to let me know which stocks you get in the comments down below. I appreciate you guys for watching so much. I hope this video was helpful to you. Really make sure to subscribe, because as soon as they do make a decision one way or another, I will be making an update on that. And make sure to share this video because I just think that there's so many people that don't understand the time frame on when they're going to be voting on this. And so I think this one's really important to share. Thank you guys so much for watching Shelly's Millions. I will see you next time. Another element of this that people have found kind of confusing is, I just got confused. What was it?